President Tinubu commends security chiefs, seeks greater commitment to country for decisive victory.
We are all challenged in our situation.
Unprecedented volume of traffic as federal government extends free train services.
It's a good initiative. I've enjoyed it, right? The comfort and all is a good initiative.
Steel development. Federal government partners China to build new plant, military hardware in Ajaokuta steel plant. Hello and welcome to the Network News on NTA. I'm Nta Network. Michael Olale will be joining us later tonight from Lagos. Remember that this broadcast is always live on our website, nta.ng/live. Do also follow us across all social media platforms for the latest. President Bola Tinubu has asked the nation's security chiefs to ensure that there is conclusive victory against security threats assailing the country. Addressing security chiefs and heads of intelligence agencies at a presidential security briefing at the State House, President Tinubu said while good progress is being made with the elimination of some security threats across multiple theaters, success will ultimately be defined by a final conclusion to the multidimensional menace. In a statement by the Presidential Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, the President points out that the country has much investment to make in soft and physical infrastructure, in social security, in MSME empowerment and other growth enablers, adding that his government is pursuing a $1 trillion economy in the next few years and that efforts will be undermined without finally wrapping up the country's progressive onslaught against enemies of progress. Encouraging the security chiefs, the President says the confidence of Nigerians in their capacity is rising and they appreciate the sacrifices of the servicemen and women. The President also emphasizes that the armed forces must deliver on his objective to ensure the nation achieves a sustainable production of 2 million barrels of crude oil per day, including condensates within the first quarter of 2024. President Tinubu congratulates Funke Akindele on her record-setting film, commending the ace thespian for her contributions to the growth of the industry. The President extols the excellence of the Nigerian creative industry, acknowledging its pivotal place as a medium not only for artistic expression, but also a source of enormous soft power and viable export. The creative industry is one of the high employment sectors, providing jobs for able and talented Nigerian youths, an industry which is crucial to this administration, the President says. While saluting Nigerians for their enduring support and patronage of homegrown creative efforts, President Tinubu promises to provide a conducive environment for the industry to thrive further. Meanwhile, Nigeria and the Republic of Turkey are developing a robust plan to engage in fruitful and beneficial relations which will enhance the creative economy and provide jobs. This follows a high-level interaction between the Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture and President of the World Craft Council for African Region, Otumba Olusegun Hunshewe, and the Turkey Ambassador to Nigeria, Hidayat Beytaktar. The collaboration, which is centered on expanding the scope of cultural diffusion and growth of the creative industry, will also implement the UN elimination of racial discrimination and deepen discussion for mutually beneficial relations. The Obafemi Awolowo station of the Nigerian Railway Corporation in Ibadan has in the past 15 days witnessed an unprecedented volume of human traffic with the free train services offered by the federal government. Now, the free ride initiative scheduled to end on January 4th has been extended till Sunday 7th January 2024. Grace Ayonlike reports.
It was a rowdy session as commuters struggled to make the free train which is a part of the federal government's initiative to ease the people's burden as they celebrate the 2023-2024 Yuletide season. In the past 2 weeks, commuters who have enjoyed the largesse of the free rides are full of thanks to the President and the Ministry of Transport for the well-thought-out initiative.
It's a good initiative. I've enjoyed it, right? The comfort and all is a good initiative. But the people need to do better. The coordination needs to be better.
With 2 trips from Ibadan to Lagos on a daily basis, the free train ride of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration saw commuters throng the Obafemi Awolowo station in droves, overwhelming the system.
I tried to book the ticket online and pay, then I couldn't. So I said, okay, let me come here if I can do it at the train station. So, and I'm here. I don't know if I'll be able to join the train.
While over 163,000 Nigerians benefited from successful first leg of the Yuletide initiative, the President has directed that the free train service be made available for extra 3 days to allow more Nigerians to take the advantage till Sunday, 7th of January 2024 in Ibadan. Grace Anyoleke, NTA News.
The House of Representatives says its leadership successfully lobbied the federal government for additional palliatives for constituents across the country, being handled by the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in line with extant public procurement laws. Spokesman of the House, Akin Rotimi, in a statement indicates this clarification has become necessary following a trending topic on social media relating to the distribution of palliatives by members. The House emphasizes that no legislator has nor will be given any money for palliatives, and that the procurement process being handled by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is at different stages depending on the constituency. The House notes that the gesture on account of the hardship Nigerians are experiencing following the removal of fuel subsidy last year should not be misconstrued. And the federal government has commenced discussions with a Chinese company to build a new steel plant in Nigeria and commence the building of military hardware in Ajaokuta steel plant as part of efforts to industrialize Nigeria through the steel industry. This was made known during a tour of the company's facilities in China undertaken by Nigeria's delegation, including the Minister of Steel Development, Shuaibu Abubakar Audu, the Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru, and the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Steel Development, Mary Obi, with the Minister for Steel Development saying the trip to China is one of the steps being taken to realize the goals of reviving the steel industry in Nigeria in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Noting also that work has commenced to create an operational steel industry which will attract billions of dollars of foreign direct investment into the country. The minister also says it will open up the nation's economy and create job opportunities, the core of the renewed hope agenda. Observing as well that building military hardware in Ajaokuta steel plant is timely as it will help in the fight against insecurity and terrorism. Concerned civil society groups in Yenagoa are pushing for a factual report on the alleged child marriage in a community in Bayelsa State to be presented to the state government. This came to the fore at a special meeting in Yenagoa with the parents of the alleged 5-year-old child and the alleged 54-year-old husband. Ebimizi Timiola has the details.
It is over a week since the viral video and pictures flooded the internet space of a 4-year-old allegedly getting married to a 54-year-old man in Akede community of Bayelsa State. The meeting had in attendance representatives of Child Protection Network, Bayelsa State's non-governmental organizations, and gender advocates, including the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, lasted for almost 4 hours and was quite revealing.
Colpimo means when somebody got sick, when the child got sick and failed to heal and tried to disturb the parents, some other person will come to pay a token to the child. And that is the meaning of the Colpamo. That is, to save the life of that child. And that is how the man who said to be the husband of that child is not the real husband, but tried to complement the whole child, to the old age.
We've had quite interesting revelations, so it's clear to us that it's not exactly the way it has been, portrayed in the media. But we won't make categorical statements yet. We would go back to Ministry of Women Affairs that has asked us to do this. We'll go back to them with our feedback, and then we would come out to speak officially.
The Bayelsa State government has promised to be diligent on the matter as it awaits the final report on the issue. In Yenagwa, Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
The chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dapiri-Erewa, has described the alleged killing of 19-year-old Nigerian student in Manitoba, Canada, Afolabi Stephen, as wicked, promising that the commission will ensure that justice is served. In a condolence message issued by the Director, Media and Public Relations and Protocol, Abdulrahman Balogun, though the details of his death are still sketchy, reports indicate that 19-year-old Afolabi Stephen was allegedly killed by policemen on December 31, 2023 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The NIDCOM boss, who received the news with shock, offers deepest condolences to the family and friends of Afolabi, praying unto God to allow his gentle and innocent soul rest in perfect peace. Like any other sector, a lot happened in education. Let's join our correspondent Abdullahi Musa Suleja to tell us some of the major events which shaped the sector in the last 12 months.
Nigeria has at a different time produced blueprints in education geared toward bringing desired change. Unfortunately, some of this effort did not achieve the expected goals. To address this, the present 7-month-old administration embarks on another exercise by producing a new roadmap for the sector. The National Policy on Education Blueprint is a comprehensive document that outlines government vision for the sector, developed with the goal of ensuring that every Nigerian has access to high-quality education. The immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari approved the extension of years of service to 40 years for teachers. This seems to be having challenges, as some teachers that become administrators do not want to go back to the teaching. This necessitated the minister to read a riot act commanding those involved to go back to the classroom. The North has 19 states out of the 36 in Nigeria, and unfortunately has the highest number of out-of-school children. Sir Ahmad Bello Sardana Memorial Foundation says it will ensure that the region gets a stronger push that will propel it forward educationally.
It's important for northern Nigeria to recover its senses, to go back to the drawing board, see where things have gone wrong, and try to correct them.
We veered off the road paved by our founding fathers and mothers and relegated the ideals of education promoted by Sir Ahmadu Bello and other great leaders before and after him.
So many things we have had today, said years back at so many fora. Today we are back here speaking on the same issues. That shows we are not moving forward.
Similarly, in a continued move to strengthen bilateral relations between Nigeria and other countries under bilateral education agreement, close to 200 students received scholarships to pursue their academic dreams abroad.
This underscores the commitment of the federal government to supporting the young ones achieve their life aspirations.
Another issue that received attention of the ministry is the girl-child education. In a renewed vigor, the ministry says it is putting in place a robust strategy that will make it difficult for an adult girl to drop out of school so that she can realize her potential and contribute to national development.
In the Nigerian context, our government has undertaken significant policy initiatives aimed at addressing the specific challenges faced by the Nigerian girl child. Allow me to share some statistics and data to illustrate our progress.
We make a lot of provision that is going to be a suitable situation for the out-of-school girl to be comfortable in the learning environment.
With the renewed hope mantra of the government, Nigerians are hopeful that the current effort to revitalize the sector will come to fruition so that the country can take its place in the committee of developed countries. Abdullahi Musa Sleja, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Do stay tuned for more reports. The president has decorated recently promoted aides, including the Commander, Presidential Air Fleet, Commander, Guards Brigade, and Chief Personal Security Officer with their new ranks at the State House, saying the promotion comes with higher responsibility as servants of the country. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports.
Serving the nation in any capacity through the office of a president is a career dream, and it becomes more rewarding when such opportunity comes with career progression. These presidential aides are that two-time lucky with their recent promotions. Commissioned into the Nigerian Air Force in 1996 as a pilot officer, Olayinka Oyeshola has increased in wings to lead the Presidential Air Fleet. The commander, former Air Commodore, is now an Air Vice Marshal. The commander, Presidential Guards Brigade, Colonel Adebisi Onasaya, recently promoted by the Nigerian Army, was so decorated as a Brigadier General. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps as a member of 47 regular corps in year 2000. The Chief Personal Security Officer to the President's ACP Usman Shugaba, who joined Police Force as a cadet inspector in 2000, was decorated with his new rank as a Deputy Commissioner of Police. And for the President, these promotions demand more dedication to the national duty.
Hard work brings more hard work. We are all challenged in our situation. Thanks the wives for being very, very understanding. Nigeria called oaths to serve. We are the servants of the country and not the masters of the country, as you've seen.
As saying goes, sir, to whom much is given, much is expected. On behalf of decorated officers, I want to assure you, sir, that we will not disappoint, we will not betray this confidence that is reposed in us. Thank you once again, sir. God bless.
The Chief Security Officer to the President, Lukman Adegboyega Fasasi, had also been elevated as the Director for Internal Security of the State House by the Department of State Security. From the State House, Musbal Danwahab, NTA News.
Now we head to Rivers State, where the people of Ogba Ekpemandoni local government area of the state have been urged to key into the peace proclamation made by President Bola Tinubu in the interest of the state to enable the government carry out numerous developmental projects lined up for the people. Robinson Deratide reports.
The people of Ogba Ekpemandoni local government area, or NELGA, have commended the timely intervention of President Bola Tinubu and are calling on Rivers people to key into it for a prosperous Rivers State. The people made the call at a prayer section and solidarity for the Rivers State government. Commissioner for Urban Development and Physical Planning, Isaac Omejuru, says the Onelga people shall not be cowed into any crisis again, emphasizing the need for peaceful coexistence regardless of party affiliation. He says Governor Siminalayi Fubara has continued to demonstrate his love for the people of Onelga and the entire state through projects and appointments.
I will call on all Onelgans to come and support the governor, H.E. Siminalayi Fubara, in his decisions, because his decisions will bring about peace, that will bring about development in Rivers State and Onelga.
We are going to support our governor spiritually, physically, and otherwise. So the spiritual part of it is the reason why we are here today, to pray.
Prayers were made for the state, the governor, and the deputy governor. Robinson Deratide, NTA News.
Thank you, Robinson. Now we focus on the pivotal role of local government in fostering grassroots development. As the closest tier of governance to the people, it plays a crucial role in implementing government policies and programs and initiatives which directly impact communities across the nation. In this special report, Adogbeji Ojegba takes a look at the role of local government in promoting grassroots development in Nigeria.
Local government is the breakdown of the country into smaller units or localities for the purpose of administration, in which the people play their parts through their elected representatives who exercise power and undertake functions under the general authority of the national government. Local governments in Nigeria are tasked with responsibilities ranging from infrastructure development to social welfare programs, which include providing essential services like healthcare, education, and sanitation, as well as fostering economic growth through local initiative. How can the impact of local governance on grassroots development be enhanced?
The primary statutory duty of the local administration is to bring the government from the top down to the people.
Research shows that one of the key drivers of grassroots development is economic empowerment at the local level through initiatives capable of contributing to poverty alleviation and sustainable development within communities. What measures should government put in place to empower people at the grassroots?
The local government are participating in supporting the state government in the policy of state government, bringing governance into the people at the grassroots.
Local government is indispensable to the growth and development of any state or any nation.
Respondents believe that by focusing on community-specific needs, empowering local economies, and addressing systemic challenges, local governments can continue to be catalysts for positive change at the grassroots level. In Ado-Ekiti, Adogbeji Ojegba, NTA News.
Now, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation says it notes with dismay a memo in circulation on social media from the ministry to the Accountant General of the Federation approving payment of the sum of 585,189,500 naira renewed hope grant for vulnerable groups in 4 states. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Rashid Olariwaju Zubair, calls the memo an attempt sponsored by mischief makers to smear the reputation of the minister, Dr. Betta Edu, and stain her integrity because she alerted the federal government's attention to the ongoing 44.8 billion naira fraud in the NSIPA, adding that this latest vile effort of theirs is another infantile blackmail to drag the minister into the fraud issue. For the avoidance of doubt, the ministry says the said 585,198,500 naira was approved and meant for the implementation of grants to vulnerable groups in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ogun, and Lagos states. However, it was first launched in Kogi State, where recipients testified. Akwa Ibom and Cross River states were launched in December 2023, and others will be launched in the coming weeks. The Renewed Hope Grant for vulnerable groups is one of the social intervention schemes of the federal government being implemented by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. The general public is therefore advised to shun the motive of the mischief makers behind the circulation of the fake memo. Benny Adams is our guide on business. Hello, Benny. What's happening?
Thank you, Naja. Much is happening into the new year. Now, the United Nations World Economic Situation and Prospects report for 2024 indicates a slight increase in Nigeria's growth rate, projected to rise from 2.9% in 2023 to 3.1% in 2024. The report shows that Africa's growth rate is to rise from 3.3% in 2023 to 3.5% in 2024. In contrast, global growth is expected to decelerate from 2.7% in 2023 to 2.4% in 2024. The report reveals that least developed countries are anticipated to achieve a growth rate of 5% in 2024. However, this falls short of the 7% growth target outlined in the Sustainable Development Goals.
At about 4% over 2022 to 25, a little higher for LDCs, but still well below the SDG target of at least 7%.
We see that Africa's growth rate would be slightly improving in 2024, mostly driven by performance in East Africa and also Southern Africa.
And taking a look at Nigerian stocks, investors gain 899.69 billion naira as the all-share index advanced by 2.11%. Equities closed higher by 1,644.12 basis points, with market capitalization recording a gain of 899.69 billion naira. The total volume traded declined by 9.30% to close at 892.6 million, valued at 14.33 billion naira, and traded in 13,019 deals. Fidelity Bank was the most traded stock by volume with 92.6 million, while Nestle was the most traded stock by value with 1.67 billion units traded. At the close of trading, the market recorded 59 gainers, 19 losers, and 42 unchanged. And on global stocks, European stocks closed lower as global sentiment falters, just as most Asian markets clock weekly losses. South Korea leads declines. Let's get to see the numbers. And that is business news, but network news continues with Michael as he is standing by with more reports from our Lagos studio. Michael, it's over to you.
Thank you, Benny. The extension of the free train ride to Sunday, January 7 has been described as timely amidst the usual tight budget of individuals after the celebration. Joe Popola reports that some passengers who benefited from the free train ride lauded the extension, especially as it identifies with the crucial needs of the people.
The free train ride, which began on the 21st of December across the nation, is meant to facilitate easy transportation of travelers. This gesture came as a surprise to many passengers due to the high cost of transportation. While many Nigerians benefited from the initiative, which was scheduled to end on Thursday, January 4th, the decision of the federal government to extend the free train ride till Sunday, the 7th of January, was described by Lagosians as a welcomed development.
Why so much stranded? They travel, but no money to come back down to their various homes. But with the free train ride, I think that will help them, helping them getting down back to their homes.
This is not my first time riding on the train. So I've been to Ibadan. I ride on the train. Before I can get it through the internet, to get the ticket through the internet, I find it very difficult, but later I was succeeded in getting the ticket through the internet.
Like Oliver Twist, some Nigerians say the free train ride should continue beyond Sunday.
I wait at the field, we say, make government still give chance for people to still enjoy the benefits.
So many people are stranded out there. They are, many of them. So if they can extend it, fine.
The consensus is that for more people to benefit this time around, the process of booking and boarding should be each free. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
A 13-man National Health Research Committee that will leverage innovation technology in fostering disease surveillance and early warning system has been inaugurated by the Minister of State for Health and Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, at the Institute of Medical Research, Lagos. The minister also promised to establish 6 medical industrial hubs across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and increase the number of health professionals who enroll into institutions to address the impact of brain drain on the health sector. Amaka Owo reports.
The National Healthcare Research Committee was created with a vision anchored on excellence.
where cutting-edge research becomes the cornerstone of the nation's healthcare system.
The synergy between the diaspora membership and the local membership, we all should be able to define a better way of moving health research forward in Nigeria.
We have softwares, we have QR codes that our patients can actually put on their phones, they can put on their computers, and they can sit in the comforts of their home and check their laboratory results without having to come to the hospital.
The committee is chaired by Professor Fumilayo Olopade, a renowned medical researcher with global recognition, and other clinicians, researchers, and healthcare professionals who will contribute and nurture a vibrant research ecosystem in Nigeria.
Research is global. Data flows everywhere as long as you put the infrastructure in place. I'm truly honored to serve at this moment.
The Minister of State for Health, who inaugurated the committee, said the National Research Committee was formed in line with the present administration's mission in addressing healthcare problems in the nation by improving governance in healthcare.
We're rolling out a national digitalization platform. Obviously, telemedicine will be part of that. Artificial intelligence, it's already in existence. We're going to use more of this to enhance, to improve, and to be able to deliver care to our people, to the teeming hundreds of millions of citizens in a much more coordinated fashion.
Earlier, the minister visited and inaugurated the world-class multifunctional, fully equipped clinical building at Federal Medical Center Ebutemeta, which will cater for diverse healthcare needs of the people. The minister promised sustainable and durable healthcare solutions to Nigerians. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. The news continues shortly after this break. Please stay.
Thanks for rejoining us in Abuja. We're talking security matters now, and 39 hostages kidnapped by terrorists have been rescued by the Nigerian Armed Forces in ongoing operations across the country. In a statement, the Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, explains that synergistic efforts also eliminated 43 terrorists in various counterinsurgency operations, arrested 115, and recovered 87 weapons. Military operations in the Niger Delta area also recovered more than 300,000 liters of illegally obtained crude oil. Confronting the menace of cyberstalking, threat to life, and blackmail schemes operating in the guise of micro-blogging sites, the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, acting on a petition, has arrested 3 in connection with a case of conspiracy, cyberstalking, and threat to life. Francis Form reports that the police force also arrested a suspected organ trafficker.
Cyberbullying is an act of harming or harassing a person using information technology while using insulting remarks and threatening messages sent via social media. While cyberstalking is defined as a course of conduct directed at the person, thereby making the person to be afraid. Cyberbullying, cyberstalking, and disinformation is a criminal offense in Nigeria, and these 3 suspects arrested by the Nigeria Police National Cybercrime Center are members of a syndicate called Gist Lover Family, responsible for the daily running of Gist Lover Blog, a micro-blogging platform known for cyberstalking, incitement, blackmail, and sundry, which has over the years been a cause for public outcry.
These individuals we have arrested, we have credible evidence to show that they are agents or admins belonging to this particular blog.
Similarly, the force also apprehended a suspect involved in criminal conspiracy, organ trafficking, fraud, cybercrime, stealing, impersonation, deceit, cheating, and identity theft.
The suspect tricked her to enter a code on a POS machine. After the suspect left her place, she noticed that all the money in her POS account has been withdrawn, which amounted to the sum of 21 million naira.
Meanwhile, the force assures that the suspects will be charged to court upon the conclusion of investigation, while also warning against all sorts of partnership that promotes the illegal activities of these crimes. Francis from NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone B Command, Kaduna, has intercepted a container along Lokoja-Abuja Expressway carrying Nigeria Police camouflage with other contraband worth millions of naira. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports that the police camouflage uniforms have been handed over to the Department of State Services for further investigation.
The routine vigilance of the personnel of Federal Operations Unit Zone B Command Kaduna on the highways led to the success of intercepting this truck containing about 37 barrels and 4 rolls of Nigerian police camouflage uniforms, which further investigations led to the arrest of 4 suspects in connection with the seizure.
The operators of the unit in this new year are poised like never before to foil all attempts by smugglers at importing any prohibited goods into this area of jurisdiction.
Within the period under review, a total of 71 seizures of 12 different items were recorded at various locations in the zone, with a total duty paid value of over 4 billion naira. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has embarked on another tour of project sites within the city centre. Onoze Yakubu reports that the inspection tour is to enable the minister see for himself the level of work ahead of completion scheduled before the May 29 deadline.
Desirous to complete some of the priority projects before May 29 as promised, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike inspected the ongoing road projects. First was the Outer Southern Expressway OSEX and the Outer Northern Expressway, where the minister inspected critical components of the projects, like the Asokoro interchange and the drainage system. The Vice President's official residence was again revisited to ascertain progress of work.
I'm happy to announce to you that the Minister of Finance have been able to release 50% of the national supplementary budget, and that, in a way, has given us that hope that the contractors will be paid within any time from now. And then we have also gotten the assent of the statutory supplementary budget, which Mr. President has assented to. That again has given us hope that no project will be left uncompleted as promised. Like you can see, these are quality projects which we are very satisfied, and we believe with the arrangements the contractors have made put in place, these are things that in the President's year in office will be commissioned.
Nyesom Wike, however, appealed for the resident support and cooperation as he set out to fulfill his promises to the people. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Please stay tuned for some messages. Up next is Sports Update with Gift George.
Ahead of the kickoff of the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire, President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gossou, has assured football fans that the Super Eagles will be fit and ready to make the nation proud at the football tournament. The football administrator assured Nigerians on the fitness level of the 25 players invited to represent the country at the Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire.
On our own side, we are doing our best. We're trying to see, we give them all the preparation they needed for us to have good outing at Abidjan. And then on the government side, we have gotten the support of the government. Everything is going on fine.
Meanwhile, still on the Super Eagles preparations for the Africa Cup of Nations, the Super Eagles proposed international friendlies against Burkina Faso and Cape Verde has been cancelled from the team's schedule. Latest update from the Super Eagles camp in Abu Dhabi reveals that The Super Eagles will now face the Sili National of Guinea as part of its preparations for the African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. The match is slated for Monday, 8th January 2024. In volleyball, Nigeria has qualified for the volleyball events for the forthcoming 13th Africa Games in Ghana. The men and women's teams qualified following the non-appearance of other West African teams for the qualifying series in Lagos.
There's no any rest. We are going back straight to camp to make sure that we are able to train very well and make sure that before the All-African game we are good to go.
The Nigerian men's side took the opportunity to engage a Lagos side in a friendly match, which ended 3-0 in favor of the national side, 30-28, 25-21, and 25-22.
This is just the home-based players, purely home-based. We have other players that are coming in from outside that are coming, and I believe we're going to have a longer period of training. We will do our best.
With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
Now for the weather forecast for Saturday.
Welcome. Due to continuous influx of moisture into the country, coupled with other meteorological indices, the southern parts of the country is expected to have increased cloudiness with a bit of haziness. However, we have chances of morning thunderstorms to parts of Lagos and Ogun State. We also have prospect of evening thunderstorms to parts of the coastal cities, as well as parts of Ogun, southern Ondo, and Edo State, while the north and the north-central cities are expected to remain in dry, hazy, and sunny atmosphere. We have improvement in the quality of air across the country. And that's our bit from here. I'm Sefia Hassan-Yunusa.
That concludes the network news on NTA. Thanks for watching. Remember to keep following us across all social media platforms.